Hello, super quick introduction before we get started. I'm Chantal Fossey and I'm an e-commerce coach. I help people turn their little side hustles into thriving six-figure businesses and beyond. But you're not here to hear about me today. I know that you are here because you've got a few emails, you're possibly reading in Facebook groups that there are some changes coming and some compliance that is required when sending emails. And yes, that does need to be completed before the 1st of February. So you are running out of time. What I've found is that there is a lot of training out there that doesn't really specifically go into exactly what you need to do. So in this video, I'm going to take you through a step-by-step process. I'm actually going to do a live demo inside one of my clients' platforms and show you exactly what you need to do in order to set this up and be compliant. So first of all, I'm just going to take you through why you need to do this, and then we're going to walk through the live demo and make sure that you can follow a step-by-step process. Let's take a look at exactly why you need to do this. So Gmail and Yahoo have brought out new requirements, and basically these new requirements are going to prevent your emails from ending up in spam. It is essential, people that are sending emails that are list size of 5,000 or more, but it's also really good practice for smaller lists too. So I recommend everybody do this. And it's actually going to improve your sending reputation with inbox providers, which means that you are less likely to end up in spam folders, which has to be a good thing. So this change is a good thing, and it is actually going to help you with your email marketing. So definitely something you want to prioritize. So there are actually 5 requirements to remain compliant, and I'm just going to quickly talk through each of these. So the first one is your email from address. So when you're sending emails, you actually need to make sure that your address is not a Gmail or Yahoo address. So the best practice is to align this to your domain. So in my instance, I would be hello@ecomelevate.co.nz is the email address that I have. That would be instead of something like ecomelevate@gmail.com or ecomelevate@yahoo.com. So that's the first thing. You need to make sure that your from address does not have Gmail or Yahoo in it. Now, you also want to set up branded sending domain within your email provider platform. So at the moment, you may not be aware of this, but when you send emails and you haven't got the branded sending domain set up, in the very top line in an inbox, it will actually show as your email. So it could be hello@ecomelevate.co.nz via Klaviyo.com if Klaviyo was your email provider. So you want to make sure that you set up a branded sending domain to make sure that it is no longer via your email sending provider. You also want to set up what we call a DAMAC policy, and this just really authenticates your emails to prove that they are actually coming from your domain and not from your email provider. So don't worry, we're going to talk through exactly how to do that. And the 4th requirement is to make sure that you make your unsubscribe easy to do. Now, you may be a little nervous about this, but please don't be. You really don't want people on your list who actually don't want to be there. So it's actually better to make it easier for people to unsubscribe if they don't want to receive your emails. So we recommend having this as a button above your footer. So at the moment it's likely in your footer and it's likely a hyperlinked text, but we actually recommend putting that into a button that is actually in the body of your email, but further down by the footer, not in the footer. So one of the requirements is you need to have a one-click unsubscribe, and what Gmail and Yahoo will start doing is actually going to put an unsubscribe link in the first line in your inbox for each email that you send. So your customers will be able to just click unsubscribe from their inbox without even opening up their email. It is going to clear up inboxes, and it does mean that for people who stay subscribed, they are going to see your emails. So it is actually a good thing. And last but not least, this is something that you should already be focused on and be looking at, but there are just going to be some restrictions now. So you want to be keeping your spam complaints low. And what they deem as low is 3 per 1,000 sends. So out of 1,000 emails that you send, you only want to get 3 maximum spam complaints. So relatively easy to achieve. If you are above that, then you just need to take steps to reduce your spam complaints. So what I would recommend doing is actually starting to send to people who are highly engaged, who open your emails frequently, not the people that only open it every now and then. So you want to just start sending to a really engaged list for a period of time, just to make sure that you are staying compliant with that. So what I now want to do is jump into a live demo to actually walk you through this process. I am going to be showing you through Klaviyo, which is her email provider, and then also GoDaddy, which is her website domain host. But this can really be applied to any email provider and any host. So I'm going to talk you through exactly what that entails. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so we are now going to navigate into our email provider. And you can see here I'm actually in a Klaviyo account, and I've navigated to the settings. So if you are a Klaviyo customer, then you can just click on the circle down here and click on settings, and it will take you into here. Now you'll see there is this big notice up here starting February 1st, Google and Yahoo will enforce new email sender requirements. That is exactly what we are doing now. So let's talk through what those next steps are. So we're going to click on domains, and in Klaviyo it shows here your sending domain. So branded sending domain. Connect your own sending domain to replace Klaviyo's default domain. So this is what you are looking for in your email provider, and we're just going to click add. So now this is going to bring up some parts that we need to actually enter. So root domain is what your domain name is without your HTTPS. So just copy that. So in this case, it's hackerlily.com. The sending domain, you want to enter send in here. Now, nobody's going to see this, so don't worry about that, but it's just a behind the scenes thing that you need to add. And then down the bottom here, you have the option of choosing static or dynamic. Now, in most cases, it will be dynamic. If your email provider is through Shopify, then you would select static. So we're just going to go next. So then it's asking us to select our DNS provider or where our website is hosted. So if we look in here, there are lots of different options. If your website provider is not listed here, you can just select other. But in this case, this customer's website is hosted through GoDaddy. So I'm going to select GoDaddy. It's then going to tell us what we need to do. So it's asking us to log into your GoDaddy account, select the domain and manage DNS settings. Now, if I was to go to other, again, it's going to tell me exactly the same thing. So you want to log into your website host and find your DNS settings. So let's just do that. Once you have selected that, you're going to go next. Now here is a whole lot of gobbledygook actually, but things that we are going to be copying over and creating new records into our domain provider. So I'm just going to bring up GoDaddy and then talk you through what this looks like. Okay, so I've now navigated into GoDaddy. I've logged in and I am in the DNS part. So you will see in here that I have the option to add a new record. And when I click add a new record, it'll populate a drop-down box here. Now remember, before we had to choose either static or dynamic. If you don't have an NS option here, then you need to select the static rather than the dynamic option. But in this case, the NS is there. And actually, it is NS mainly records that we're going to be copying over. So here we are going to select NS, and the name is just this host here. So we're going to go line by line. This one here says to market send. And then I'm just going to copy this value, grab this back and add this on to here. We're now going to add another record. And again, this is line 2. We are going to go NS, we're going to go send, and then we're going to copy this record here and paste it in here. And then line 3, again, it's an NS record. Now this might look different depending on whether you've selected GoDaddy or other or one that's already listed, but you just go through this line by line and entering exactly what it has here. So again, copy and paste and add another record, NS, send again and copy, and last one is a text record, TXT, and this is asking me to put at, and again I'm going to copy this and enter here, and then we want to save all records. Done. And then we are going to hit save. Now that is that part of it, and you'll see that it is showing here as pending. That is totally okay and exactly what we expected. Sometimes it can take up to 45 hours for this to actually show that it has been completed and that it is enabled. So just to come in and double check that from time to time, but usually, yeah, give it at least 48 hours for it to do that. So now we're going to set up our DARMAC policy. So we're going to navigate down the page. We're going to enter in our domain name here. For me, it's hackerlily.com. And we're going to click on Try Our Quick Record Wizard. We're going to keep everything as it is in here. So we're not going to make any changes to any of this. And we're going to click Create Record. This will give us some text up the top here. So we're just going to copy that. We are then going to head on over to our domain provider, just as we were before, and we're going to click Add New Record. Now this record is going to be a text record, and in the name you're going to put _DMarc, and you're going to paste what you copied into here and save. We have now created a DMARC policy. Now I've just headed back into Klaviyo because remember before when we set it up here, it came back as pending. So now it has actually processed and we need to activate it. So when you have this activate button, you can then go ahead and press that. You then need to click that you understand. All that is saying is that you need to re-engage your subscribers. You don't need to worry about that if you have a large list because you've already done that. So this is really for somebody who's brand new. You can just go ahead and tick that and just continue as normal and then click activate. Here we have it. It is all done. That is the compliance completed. I truly hope that you found that helpful. Just remember now, there is still one thing that you need to ensure that you do, and that is including your unsubscribe button in the body of your email and not in the footer. And also checking that your spam complaint rate, you're not getting more than 3 people out of every 1,000 people that you send emails to who are complaining. I hope I made something that appears to be a little more complicated nice and easy. Please continue to follow for more tips on how to grow your business. I will bring to you the latest information that I have available, and I promise that I will share only the good stuff with you. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a friend that really needs to watch this, then by all means share this with them.